Let's meet our first guest tonight. He is a Grammy, Tony and Emmy winning performer we love here at this show. His new single, Imagine, is out right now. Please welcome the incredible Ben Platt. Frankly delicious.
Oh my God.
To be in your orbit for but a moment. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sad we can't hug, but I'm good.
I know, but no, we're not. We can't. But you're vaxxed, you're waxed, you're ready to go.
I am double vaxxed, and I also had COVID way at the beginning.
So you're triple vaxxed.
Mm-hmm.
Triple
I have,
vaxxed.
like, the full bracelet. I'm good to go.
Yeah. Now, you were born and raised in Los Angeles. But whenever I think about you, or whenever I imagine where you are, which is frequent, in my heart, I always think of you as being a New Yorker.
Yeah.
But have you enjoyed spending this past year in Los Angeles?
I've loved it, yeah. I mean, I love New York so much. I left home as soon as high school was done because I was like, get me to the nearest stage. I just wanted to be near Broadway. But right when the pandemic started, I was like, if there's somewhere that I can be and post up, I might as well be at home with my whole family because everybody's here. And LA is kind of like weirdly made for this because it's so spaced out and everybody has their own little islands. And so I stayed in my childhood bedroom, like lived in my teen bedroom the whole beginning of this pandemic, which was like bizarre and reverted me to my teenage self. But it was really nice to be here and to be with my family. And I miss New York a lot, though. I'm scared to go back because I feel like I deserted it in a way. You know what I mean? Like I kind of gave up on her.
I don't think you gave up. But when are you going to go back?
I'm going this coming week, actually. My brother's graduating from University of Pennsylvania, Henry, and so I'm going to his distanced graduation and then to New York.
Oh.
Finally. So,
it's going to be great.
Yeah.
And you've had a really quite an amazing year. Last week you celebrated your boyfriend, the actor Noah Galvin's birthday.
I did.
How did we celebrate this birthday?
I can't believe I've become one of those people that talks about my boyfriend. It's so weird. It's so
yeah,
nice.
yeah. How long have you been? How long have you been, Ben and Noah?
Well, we were friends for quite some time. We met doing a musical workshop, of course, as you do, in New York. And we were friends for like 5 years. And so we've been doing the like hardcore dating thing now for like a year and a half.
Well, I think that's a good amount of time to start talking about your partner.
This is the first time that I've been able to. Well, what's weird is we started dating like 6 weeks before the pandemic, so we had like a minute of regular dating, and then it was like, okay, we're going 0 to 60. You're like living with me and my parents in my childhood house, and like waking up and having breakfast with my parents every day, and it was very intense.
Yeah.
This was the first like actual trip I got to take him on for his birthday. Went to Big Sur, and it was just so beautiful and like still and wonderful. And the only sort of strange thing that happened was I took him to dinner for his birthday. We were leaving the dinner. And Big Sur is like beautiful stars because there's like no light pollution or whatever, and we love stargazing, blah, blah, blah. We're super gay. And so I was like, let's go look at some stars. But we walk out of the restaurant and look up at the stars, and there's like a line of like 40 or 50 what look like stars, like in a straight line, just like zooming forward one after the other. And we both looked at each other and we were like, did we just get drugged in that restaurant? Because we were like, is there an alien invasion happening? Why is nobody freaking out? So we went to the like front desk of the hotel and we were like, I don't know if you're aware, but there's an alien invasion happening. And the woman told us that it was like Starlink or something. There was like some satellites thing that was like 40 satellites all at once for like Wi-Fi deserts to like bring Wi-Fi to people. And apparently we were the last ones to know. So yeah, I'm glad it wasn't aliens.
But you know exactly what this is, Reggie. I can feel like you know completely what happened.
Please.
Starlink. Yeah, it's Elon Musk's thing. Yeah.
Of course it is.
It all comes back to Elon.
Of course it does.
It looked good.
Now, I want to talk to you about this. I'm very excited about this, that you've been working on the film version of Dear Evan Hansen.
Yes.
Which obviously, when you live on stage, was just the most remarkable performance. But your father is producing the movie, and this is your first time working with your dad. How was it?
It was great. It was, you know, weird. The thing is, we've like skated around working together for so long, and we've also been very conscious of like, especially on his end, letting me kind of create my own life and my own career and come up on my own. And I think this is like the first project where, regardless of me or of him, we would both be the people to do it. So I think it was kind of the first time it made sense. But because of COVID, so we were living together. We lived together when we shot in Atlanta. He didn't want to live by himself. It was early in the pandemic. We shot it last fall, and he was very nervous about coming. Obviously, I was nervous for him, and I didn't want him to live by himself. So I said, well, we can get a house together. but because of the protocols, we didn't want to be deemed close contact because of I'm sure you know, all of you know, it's like a nightmare, even if it's a false or if it's, you know,
Sure.
it's like if you were close, it's game over. And if I was ever deemed close, then this movie has to shut down.
Absolutely.
Because unfortunately, I'm in every minute of it. So we shared a wall. We were 2 rooms next to each other, but I wasn't ever allowed to see him or talk to him or be in the same room as him. So he would use the back door of the house. I would use the front door of the house. I would order him dinner like on Seamless and leave it at his door and then knock and then run away. And then just listen to him eating and then frequently choking because he lays down and watches sports while he eats. And just think to myself, like, God forbid something should happen. I can't go into the other room and help because then I'm close contact. So please stop choking. So I would just text him, sit up. Because if you're laying down... But it was just really kind of bizarre and, like, thankfully, we came home and then lived in the same house again and we're around each other. So we get to view it as this, like, weird chapter. But in the moment, it was, like, dystopian and just to be this close to him but not be able to, like, see him. And then the whole process was weird because I never saw my director's face, you know, from here down. I never saw anyone on the crew's face from here down. I wasn't allowed to touch anyone except for my 4 co-stars. It was very bizarre. Luckily, Evan Hansen, as you know, is a very lonely, isolated guy. So at least it kind of fed into that. Like, if I was making, like, a romp or something like that, I don't know how I would have fared.
Now, talking of Dear Evan Hansen, Broadway has announced that it's reopening this September.
Thank God.
Incredible news. What do we think? How are we feeling? Is there a world where Ben Platt gets back on a Broadway stage?
100% yes. I mean, there's a while before that can happen because obviously all these shows that have already started need to come back and figure out their footing and stuff. But my ultimate dream is always to be on Broadway, so I feel like as soon as I possibly can, I want to get back. My current dream is to do something that isn't a musical because the Evan Hansen experience, as wonderful as it was, the one, as you know from doing 8 shows a week, the one thing is when you have to worry about the sort of the voice and the instrument, it takes a lot of the fun out of the experience.
Well, I remember going for dinner with you after that show, and everyone was drinking wine, and you were drinking sort of a warm tea, and you were just so conscious all the time, and you're like, and of course, because it's a big sing, that show.
Yeah, it's like being an athlete, sort of. So the idea of doing a piece of straight theater where I get to have all the joy of the 8 shows a week and the instant gratification and the family of the cast and not have to worry every night is thrilling to me. So I would love to do like some kind of classic, like Amadeus maybe, or like a Shakespeare of some kind.
Oh, you'd be good in Amadeus.
Yeah. So if anyone's watching who wants to finance an Amadeus production.
That would be incredible. Now, the other day, this was very cool, Tom Holland posted this photo, a video, of him playing the guitar, and he was singing one of your songs. Did you see this? Are you friends with Tom?
Well, no, but I saw it, and he didn't even say that it was Grow As We Go, which is what I assume it was, my song Grow As We Go, because it sounds a lot like it, and he's playing it as though he's learning it on the guitar, and so I DM'd him, and I was like, oh my God, is that Grow As We Go? That's so cool, and I haven't heard back, so...
Wow. Ghosted.
Yeah, completely ghosted by Spider-Man.
He also looks like he's playing Ed Sheeran's guitar. Because this has got a divide.
Well, he sounded great, and I hear he sings, too, which is fantastic. First of all, I want a full cover, and second of all, I want him to slide into my DMs.
OK. Now, let's talk about your brilliant new single. Congratulations on this, Imagine, which is out right now. I love the video for this so much. Tell everybody what the song's about.
Sure. So I found that, like, during quarantine or COVID or everything, a lot of us are experiencing, like, the same kind of ordinary surroundings. It gets a bit mundane, and you're kind of trapped in one setting. And I was really inspired by this idea of, like, who are the people in my life that, like, make me feel somewhat fantastical or can, like, elevate and create, like, a fantasy or make me feel like I'm somewhere else. And obviously music does that, but specifically the people in your life that you sort of can't imagine being without are the ones that do that. For me, obviously, the song is mostly about Noah, who I'm sure everyone is sick of me talking about at this point. But it's, yeah, I think it's just about the reason I love the song is there are so many songs about losing someone or the fear of losing someone or finding someone that you can't imagine being without, and, like, the sadness of that thought or the fear of that thought. And I think for me, this song is just about, like, celebrating finding that person and just the euphoria of that and just reveling in it and reveling in that idea of someone you can't be without. And hopefully it makes people think of those people.
I think well, it definitely does. So the single's out. When will the album be here? Is there a tour? What can you tell us?
I have to be, like, very political about it all, but there is a date for the album, and there's also a tour set up. You'll have the record by the end of the summer, which I'm very excited about, and then next year there will be a tour, which I'm also very excited about, and all the details are to come. But the song is definitely a taste of the new vibe. It's sort of like a Phil Collins-y kind of Peter Gabriel 2021 feeling.
Oh, I love that, and you're going to get to see a performance of this when we come back. Stick around, everybody.